Some people look out on the city and just see lights. I see lives, Agent, burning with hope for a better future. But what happens when evil comes out of the shadows? We do what we always do. We go to work.
The team at Reagent Games is proud to bring you our vision of the ultimate sandbox. Explore the heights of a futuristic city. Race through the streets in a transforming vehicle. And use your powerful abilities to stop a ruthless criminal empire. CRACKDOWN 3 delivers the classic gameplay in a brand new way. CRACKDOWN 3 is set in a dangerous new city. A once glistening metropolis overrun by violent crime and corruption. Life in Gangland is an intricate web of dangerous interconnections. A dynamic ecosystem with multiple moving pieces. A criminal hierarchy to be dismantled any way you choose. CRACKDOWN 3 will blow up the way you play games today by introducing a revolutionary new multiplayer experience using 100% destructible environments. By connecting to the Microsoft Cloud, play with 20 times the computational power of your Xbox One and experience unrelenting destruction and mayhem. It's not just what you can do with a gun. It's the opportunities you can create with destruction.
You gotta step it up, Terry Crews. Your suit game needs to be tight. Look at me, man.
Come on, yeah.
Tighter. Further.
Come on, yeah.
Tighter. Really? Oh, my man. Dress to kill.
Lydia here. Now, one game I've been struggling to get out of my head since E3 is CRACKDOWN 3. In an age where games are getting ever more complicated, there's something refreshing about visiting a city full of vile criminals and dishing out some extreme justice. To help scratch that itch, I've been replaying the original game, and it's got me thinking about all the ways CRACKDOWN 3 improves on the classic formula. So here are 5 ways CRACKDOWN 3 is the craziest Crackdown yet. The setting for the first 2 CRACKDOWN games, Pacific City, has a special place in the heart of most 360 gamers. This was a place we grew to know intimately as we bounded over its rooftops in search of hidden orbs and took to the streets to wipe out the criminal scum. And who could forget the view from the top of the Agency Tower, the giant landmark that watched over the city below. CRACKDOWN 3 does not return to the city for a 3rd time, but takes us to New Providence, a city run by the terrorist organization Terra Nova. These guys have been up to no good around the world, so the agency dispatched their best agents to take them down on their home turf. Interesting fact, New Providence is actually built on top of an active volcano, which seems like a bad idea to me. I mean, Terra Nova might be good at murdering innocent people, but they clearly didn't take GCSE geography. That's the first thing they teach you. Do not live on active volcanoes. What really excites us about the city, apart from all the lava underneath, is the size of the place. New Providence is over twice the size of Pacific City. That's twice as much space for developers to hide hidden orbs. That's twice as many criminals for you to wipe off the face face of the earth. That's twice as much real estate to race around in time trials. Talking recently to the developers at Sumo Digital, they told us to expect thousands of agility orbs to find around the city. You're going to be hearing that iconic orb pickup sound in your sleep. And most importantly, the city is as tall as it is wide. Yes, there's another giant tower for you to climb. This one is 1.2 kilometers tall, which is twice the height of the original agency tower. Do you remember that wobbly tummy feeling as you carefully leapt up the outside of the original? Now imagine that sensation doubled. There better be an achievement waiting for us at the top. At the heart of the action is your agent, and while he or she controls much as you remember, there are a few tweaks that make life easier. The big change is to jumping, which is one of the most important parts of Crackdown. You see, the ability to clamber up to rooftops gives you the drop on enemies below. There's nothing as satisfying as falling from the air and spraying out rockets on unsuspecting goons below. Getting up onto roofs also helps you find agility orbs that gradually increase your leaping power over time. In our demo, we also found incredibly powerful weapons stashed on the rooftops, but more of them later. Jumping has been modified in a couple of ways. You can now double jump, which gives you a bit more finesse when you're getting around the city. If you're about to miss a jump, you can squeeze a few more meters out of it before you fall, and that second hop is also good for mid-air adjustments, such as when you spot an agility orb out of the corner of your eye and decide you want to go for it. It's a move that fits the characters so well, you'd swear that it's been there since the beginning, but if you go back to the original game and try it, you'll see that it's brand spanking new. One move that definitely wasn't in the original is the aerial dash, a short burst of speed that can both boost a jump that is falling short and can help dodge a sudden burst of incoming lead. It actually reminds us of how your character moves in Sunset Overdrive, another game about causing chaos in a giant open world city. When you begin to stitch together double jumps and dashes, you'll be able to weave your agent around combat better than before. It makes for an experience that looks like classic Crackdown, but feels that tiny bit more responsive under your thumbs. Let's talk about gangs. If you cleaned up the messy streets of Pacific City in the original Crackdown, you'll remember each of its islands were controlled by one of 3 gangs. But beyond the names, gang outfits, and some comedy accents, there wasn't much to differentiate the different tribes. Visit New Providence, however, and the gangs have their act together. Different groups serve different roles in the city, and as a result have a distinct presence when you meet and fight them. You might encounter these red soldiers who are called enforcers and act as the police for the city. These are your common grunts, carrying machine guns and often found manning the security checkpoints and holding cells dotted around the city. Take a trip to the monorail station instead and you'll find it under the control of Roxy, an artificial intelligence that directs the city's transport networks. Think of her as Terminator's Skynet meets a lovely lollipop lady. Alas, she's not keen on handing over control of the city's vehicles to the agency and can use 3D printers to generate an endless supply of robots, or raise up gun turrets to pepper you with hot laser death. While infinite robots would be a pain in the ass, you can shut this part of Roxy's operation down by taking out the local captain. Kill this robot called Babbage and you'll take control of his station. Take command of the monorail and eventually the agency can add a special gun turret train that follows you around on the rails above, laying down covering fire. It's all part of taking the city back piece by piece, and it feels like a big step up from the earlier games. If the gang designs are smarter, then the gang members themselves are smarter too. In the original Crackdown, the generals who led the army each hid in an area of the map. You just had to find them and take them down with extreme prejudice. In Crackdown 3, the process of sniffing out the leaders is much more interesting. Each leader has something in the world that means something to them. It's your job to find out what it is and blow it to hell. In the area we explored, for example, you'll find a chemical plant that belongs to Jimon Kita. Read his in-game dossier and you'll find out the way to his heart is through his precious chemical valves. Find these structures and dive bomb them and you'll eventually earn his anger and draw him out. Elsewhere, attacking larger enforcer bases begins to wind up their leader, Liv Sorensen, causing her to seek revenge. Ah yes, revenge, a dish best served cold, and on Xbox. Enemies won't just sit back and let you demolish their operations. In a system called Gangs Bite Back, drawing the attention of a general causes them to come after you in the game world. This might mean they send in dropships full of superpowered soldiers or roll in squadrons of tanks. What's more, these attacks are totally dynamic, so can come at any moment in any location. You might be having a boss fight with one general, only for another general to retaliate at the same time. even more reason to bring them down as fast as possible. What's great about this system is that no two games are ever alike. Each of us will have different gangs at different levels of anger, triggering different attacks in different locations. In theory, you could upset every leader in the city and have them all in a state of retaliation at once, though you'd have to be pretty brave to do so. Of course, all Crackdown 3's ideas are for nothing if you don't have an arsenal of weapons worth unleashing on the criminal population. And it does not disappoint. As well as your machine guns and shotguns, agents can dig into a more explosive arsenal. Take for example the micro missile rifle, or to flip that name on its head, a rifle that fires micro missiles. Ever wondered what a machine gun would look like if every bullet hit with the force of a truck? Squeeze the trigger on this beauty and find out. As the shots begin to fly, the screen lights up with tens of micro explosions. It's like a fireworks display at ground level. You won't know whether to say ooh or ah. And the way leveling works in Crackdown means every explosive kill helps level up your explosive skill. And every time that skill goes up, the impact of the weapon gets even stronger. But even that has nothing on the singularity gun, which basically fires mini black holes. Launch one of these physics-defying shots and it will rip a hole in reality and pull in every enemy, vehicle or prop unlucky to be near it. And once all these things have been sucked into a giant cocktail of arms, legs and car bonnets, the whole lot of it explodes. Professor Stephen Hawking would likely question the science of it, but even he would admit it's pretty freaking cool. And again, the higher the explosive ranking, the bigger the singularity. Hey, that's one way to deal with rush hour traffic. And if you run out of ammo, let me remind you that your fists land with the impact of an atom bomb. You're so overpowered in Crackdown 3, you almost feel bad for the baddies. Almost. And those are our top 5 reasons why this is the craziest Crackdown yet. We focused on the story portion of the game in this video, but there's still the multiplayer mode to wait and see, which promises epic combat in a fully destructible city. We can't wait to see more of this soon. For now though, we're very happy to jump over buildings in a single leap and fire guns that can melt an army in a single shot. Let us know in the comments below what you're most looking forward to in Crackdown, and please do subscribe to the channel for loads more access to the biggest Xbox games of the year. I'll see you
More than 10 years after the events of Crackdown 2, agencies thrust back into action after this large global-scale attack. That attack is tracked back to a new island called New Providence. The agency knows very little about this island. They only know that it's controlled and operated by an organization that calls itself Terra Nova. So the agency comes rocking up. They expect to be the saviors. They come in with that agency-style hubris, and it doesn't quite go the way they expected. So players are released into the city, and your goal is to dismantle Terra Nova in any way you can.
Great, and we're seeing some gameplay on screen here, so talk us through this a little bit. We're seeing these amazing Crackdown weapons that we know and love, this verticality, jumping all over the place. Talk us through this.
Yeah, so what you're seeing here is we're fighting over a monorail station. So the hierarchy, the criminal empire in Crackdown 3, every crime boss has a part of the world that they own, a job, some part of the organization that they're responsible for. So I just took out the monorail station. That's now turned that into a supply point for us. And now I'm moving on, and this is an enforcer hardpoint. So the enforcer is essentially the police force of the organization of the island. And so here this is a holding pen for political captives and other civilians, and you come in and free them, and then we're going to move on down. And so you'll see too, as you level up, you have all your 5 skills along the left. That's our skills for kills system.
Right.
That's this crazy exponential power curve. So at the beginning of the game, you're throwing rocks, but as you level up your strength, suddenly you're throwing fuel trucks. And everything you do is about orbs. So and Crackdown's all about verticality.
Thank you for bringing the orbs back. I just want to say, on behalf of the everyone who's ever played Crackdown before, thank you. I look forward to stressing out about finding every
Exactly.
one.
And
Hey, I've got a note here that you're going to reveal the gang's bite back system and the kingpin feedback as well. Can we talk about that?
So the Gang's Bite Back system is all about how that criminal empire reacts to what the player does.
So when we had the opportunity to create Crackdown 3 as a multiplayer experience for the first time, we thought very carefully about, what do we want to do if we bring lots of these agents together into a space? And Crackdown was always a very, very physical game. It was always about props, vehicles, using everything in the world as potentially a weapon or a shield. So we said, okay, the only thing that's not physical in Crackdown in the original games was the actual city in which you play. So we said, what if we make the whole environment in our multiplayer game completely physical? So that's what we started and said, well, if it's completely physical, it's actually going to be completely destructible as well. We thought that would be great. So we started developing a lot of technology that would allow us to do that. And we started with something as simple as a wall here, for example, which if you fire a bullet in a video game, it's not physical. So this wall is physical. So every single bullet actually takes away a little bit of the geometry. And from a gameplay perspective, that's really cool. For example, you could be at the top of any building and you want to create a little sniper's nest and you want to keep it as small as possible. So what you would do is you would just carve out a little hole here and you could use that basically as a sniper's nest. And that's really neat. That's really hard to do because it requires a lot of compute power and memory to achieve that level of fine destruction. But you also have to think about, where you go from there. So if you start to give players that kind of power, what it means is they could do things like carve an actual shape. And if they did that, and I remove every part around the shape that I'm making there, then physically that bit in the middle, you would absolutely expect to not be suspended in midair, but to fall out and be a physical shape by itself, like that. And that's what Crackdown is, so that would persist. I could pick that up and use that. So that's kind of cool. You don't see that much in video games because of the problem of performance and memory. But what it also means is, and I'm going to switch to a slightly overpowered assault rifle here, it also means we can't wall players in anymore. So I'm just going to blast a part of this wall now, blast a bit more of it. And it means I could just create doorways and step through. So that's pretty cool, but like I said, it made us really think about, we have to think about how we actually build, game modes now. So what I'm going to do now is quickly transport to another area of the map where my friends are, and we're going to have a look at that from a different perspective. Now imagine that. Imagine if I could create holes anywhere in the world and actually step through them. That means if we were to have a massive building like this, a typical Crackdown style building, it means we would have to be able to go into every single room in every single building. Every building would have to have space behind it and rooms inside it. And further than that, what it would also mean is that if I was to carve out this area I'm looking at, the whole base of this tower here, that whole tower then would have to fall down. And to do that requires, once again, a lot of memory, a lot of processing power to do that. But that's the kind of system we said, okay, we're going to be truly physical, we have to make all of that happen. So even how we build a building like this in gaming would have to change, because typically they're just pictures, they're just geometry, there's actually nothing behind these. They're not designed to fall down. Whereas this building, because it has to fall down, it has to be structurally supported. So this building actually has a steel superstructure behind all the glass and all the concrete and all the metal. So what we'll do is, just to show that, we'll expose that. Now once again, I'm going to use a very overpowered set of bullets here to do a lot of damage for the sake of time. But what I'm doing here is I'm going to start peeling off all the exterior of the building, all the steel, all the glass, there's glass up there, all the concrete, and everything that comes off, by the way, in true Crackdown style, is completely physical. So, there's nothing faked here. So as we start to peel this away, you'll start to see the steel superstructure underneath that's holding that building up. And basically we'll keep doing a lot of damage, and we'll actually show you that by destroying the whole of that whole building will fall down. And speaking of that, from a gameplay perspective, we think that's a lot of fun. So for example, my three friends are up there on that bridge. I can't get line of sight to them, but with my overpowered assault rifle here, what I can do here is just physically destroy that bridge and see them come crashing down with the bridge as well. And every part of that comes down is physical, and if it hits stuff on the ground, we'll smash the stuff on the ground as well. We get lovely cascade damage as well, so those kind of big parts there, if I shear those off and that hits that one, hits that one, hits that one, and it all comes crashing down. We're starting to see we're revealing a bit of the steel superstructure in the building there as well. So that's all great, and it's kind of cool tech, but we just wanted to kind of show you about the kind of work we're doing behind the scenes to make that happen. So I'm going to switch on a debug mode here and detach my camera and fly around, and you'll see that we've actually color-coded these buildings, blue and green there. And most online games, most multiplayer games, they run on a server. This game requires so much compute power to do this, it's actually running on multiple servers. So everything on the blue, on the left-hand side there, is actually on a different physical server to everything that's on the green building here. If I look behind me, everything that's in yellow is on a different server as well. So because we've kind of broken geographically the world up that way, we can keep on just plugging in these servers and adding as much of the kind of power needed physically to build this kind of world. The system's so dynamic and so smart that even if bits fall off, the blue bits, and they go over, they turn green when they transition dynamically in real time from one physical server to another. So I'm going to switch that off now and show you another kind of interesting tech system we've got here. So underneath, on the very top left, underneath my health bar, we've put up some bars. You'll see a green Xbox icon, or the one beside it. That bar is full. What that shows is, a full bar is how much of the local compute power we can use on our Xbox One to do physics. And even in this scenario, we max that out pretty quickly. And that's typically, you know, what you might get in a typical kind of local campaign game on your Xbox. But as soon as we needed to handle this level of destruction, use more, the bars underneath it, like the cloud icon with the two beside it, we're now going out for the extra compute power for doing all this destruction. We're going out to the cloud and starting to use cloud compute to give us that kind of extra that extra compute we need for this. So as we do more and more destruction, you'll see the bar going up on the 2, and we've already, you know, been out there, and you can see earlier on we grabbed a 3. Now, eventually, as we do enough damage to the base of this building here, that whole structure will physically come down. So there it goes. Once you've done enough destruction, we've destroyed the superstructure, the whole thing comes crashing down. It's all physical, it's all real time. We can carry on destroying it while it's falling down. And there we've tipped over into using again our third cloud server just to handle that huge spike in physics. So again, from a gameplay perspective, especially for Crackdown, which is, you know, a very physical game, we could do some really, really fun stuff here. So this huge part of the tower on the left here, for example, we could have one of our crime lords at the very top of this building. In a true Crackdown style, I could use agility and start to climb up the outside of the building. Or knowing that there's an interior in every single floor, you know, I could start to go up the way sneakily through the building just by blasting holes above me in each floor. Or we could say, let's have a lot of fun and let's kill the guy at the top of that tower by just taking the whole tower down with him in it. So with our overpowered weapons, we're just going to start to do a ton of damage now. And once again, you know, you can see the compute bars going up and up. But dynamically, we're just bringing more and more compute power to our game from the cloud. I'm going to detach my camera here now and just kind of fly up, give you a nice view of that, show it's all dynamic in real time. I'm just going to fly over to the left here and get myself a nice vantage point. And as we do attempt to bring this building down, just the way this building's styled, with all those kind of wings hanging off the left, adding a lot of weight to the left-hand side of the building, they're going to make that building fall down to the left-hand side. But quite easily, if we removed all that weight, we could make that building fall any way we want. It's all decided by physics, not by script. So I'm going to drop myself on this building here. To speed things up again, we've actually rigged like a gas main all the way up this building. So we're going to do a bunch of damage to the base here and trigger that gas main and just do a ton of damage. So I will detach my camera again as that goes off. And now you see we start to do like a gas main explosion all the way up. Fully physical, different every time, because it's all being controlled by physics. And once again, we've pushed our cloud compute again, so now we're touching 5 cloud servers just to handle that spike there. Now I'm going to go back down again, and I'm going to switch to my rocket launcher, and we're all just going to wail on the very base of this building and bring the whole building down. And when that building comes down, we'll really be spiking the physics. You can see the superstructure exposed there. We've really done a lot of damage here, so I'm going to get ready to detach my camera as the building starts to go down, and there it goes. And even when that comes down, it's so solid, so much mass, it will smash into the building next to it, take that one down, smash into the building again, and start to damage the ones behind it. And once that's down, it's still fully physical, so you get very cool moments like, you know, there's one of the players there, now starting to use that as a kind of like a little ramp. So imagine a Crackdown if you can make your own bridges by just felling skyscrapers. And what we're going to do now is, just as a finale, just because we can, we've actually rigged a lot of explosive charges around a lot of the buildings around here. So what I'm going to do, just for fun, is start to set off all those explosions, detach my camera. The rest of the guys are going to just start wailing on all the buildings with rocket launchers. And we're going to see just how much damage we can do and how much the cloud compute now, as you can see it's hit 6 there, 6 cloud servers. Just rack up and see how much we can draw on the cloud for how much destruction we can deliver. And this, by the way, goes all the way to the edge of the city, which is as we extend the city, we just add more and more cloud compute to handle destruction right out to the edge of the vista. There you go, we're peaking about 9 servers now. Our record, I think, is around about 14, so we'll see if we can beat that. So once again, we think this is kind of like a gameplay / technical demonstration of what we can do with the new Crackdown 3 multiplayer mode. And we hope it gives you some idea of kind of how excited we are about how we can make, for the first time ever, a truly physical multiplayer game, and one that, if you want to, you can actually raise the entire city in which you're playing. So thanks for watching.
So you got this great kind of digital signage, and that is the way for the captains, the lieutenants. They're going to come and find you where you are, and they're going to threaten you right to your face using that signage. So essentially, they can find you no matter what point in the game you are and start to issue you those threats. And it's really kind of surprising in your gameplay. But yeah, they are mad, and they're letting you know, and they're using the city to tell you and talk to you personally.
That's great.
Yeah.
So you're never safe in Crackdown, but of course, you've got a wide range of amazing agency weaponry to take care of those gang bosses. Tell us about some of the weapons in the game.
Yeah, so let Clint talk about his favorite weapon.
All right.
He's got some good ones.
So one of my favorites is we call the Singularity weapon, and you'll see it a bit in the video here in a minute. This weapon, everything in Crackdown is physical. You can pick up cars and throw them. If you pound lampposts, they turn into weapons. Well, the Singularity weapon pulls everything in. So you fire it, it creates a black hole, it sucks in cars and enemies and props, combines them, and then blows everything up. And because Crackdown has this crazy exponential curve, and that combined with everything being physical, that gun ends up having hilarious and amazing results.
Yeah. Me, I'm more of a strength person, Graham.
Clearly.
Clearly, can't you tell? And I love the idea of throwing trucks, dumpsters at people. Like, that's how I'm going to play. Is I'm going to basically just throw my stuff at everybody.
All right, because the agent himself, or herself, is a weapon, right?
That's right.
Yeah,
everything is a weapon.
See, that's the world of Crackdown.
We can already pick, okay,
First things first, this is the first time we've ever had a female agent in game, so if you're familiar with Crackdown 1 or 2, you didn't have this option. Now you do.
Amazing.
You can cycle through the agents. They're different looks, different styles, whatever suits you, whatever you'd like.
See, I like it. Makes it feel a little bit more personal, just being able to have your own character. I think we'll go. I like her hair.
All right.
Zara, is her name
So
Zarya?
you're going to hear a little bit about the mode that you're about to play here. I'll be quiet for this part, and I'll let you study.
I should probably pay attention.
You've been engineered with superhuman abilities, 5 powerful skills to level up and unleash upon the enemy. Agility. Collect agility orbs and supercharge your mobility. Move faster, leap higher, move the fight off the streets and into the air. Firearms. Take aim with any weapon to become a lethal sharpshooter. Use your sub-targeting ability to deal precision damage. Explosives. Throw grenades and other explosives to blow targets to smithereens. Deliver justice with a capital boom. Strength. Beat down the enemy to pump up your strength. Throw punches, kicks, or anything you can get your hands on. The stronger you become, the heavier objects you can throw. Driving. Commandeer criminal transport or borrow civilian vehicles and become a rolling machine of mayhem. I'm putting 10 minutes on the clock, Agent. Push your skills to the limit and show me what you've got. Your agency challenge begins now.
All right, so first things first, there was a bit of a lie there. Again, he said that there was 10 minutes on the clock for you, when in actuality, again, we're giving you 20. We want you to have a really good experience, and it's not like you're standing up playing this. We're sitting down, we're having a good time. So you got 20 minutes.
So I'm so ready.
Keep in mind, while you briefly study this screen here, there's firearms, there's explosives, there's agility, there's driving. There are a multitude of ways to play, and it's all dependent on how you want to go. The only thing that I would suggest to you, my biggest thing to remember, is when you're targeting enemies, hit that left trigger. And make sure you're targeting enemies. Otherwise, you're firing all over the place, willy-nilly. It won't be a good look.
It kind of locks on. It's,
Oh, yeah. And so within that lock-on ability is sub-targeting. Now, you'll see some enemies that are carrying around what looks like a riot shield and whatnot, but they'll have a little exposed space down by their legs. So you can aim at that enemy, and then flick the right thumbstick down to aim at their legs.
Ah, clever,
So you can
okay.
sort of disable them,
Yep.
like you have in other shooters too. And they'll drop their shield, and then it opens them up for more. So figure out which ways you can take out enemies, or you can just go straight in, like smash and run.
I was going to say I'm probably going to go ham, but I am going to sort of ask you for a bit of guidance.
Tap that
So
B
I'm
button.
not-
No,
yeah.
you know what's funny is it's very much how you want to play. So when we get in here, you'll see basically the view of the city, and yes, you can climb everywhere, you can jump everywhere. I've seen some people that just jump in and start firing. I've seen people jump in and go for orbs off the bat. It's your choice.
Okay.
It really is your choice, and I'll be curious to see how you handle it. You ready?
I'm ready. I'm
All right,
ready,
we're
man.
about to go. Here we go.
All right. It looks so beautiful.
It's
okay.
beautiful, right?
It's like it seems very calm and tranquil now, but I've noticed that as soon as you start moving, everything's so fast-paced.
Oh yeah.
So these little red guys are all my enemies, right?
Yep, those are your enemies, and there are
Okay.
a lot of them on the map. So the thing to keep in mind is you are working for the agency, and your job is to reclaim the city from the forces of evil. So you can do that in a multitude of ways. There are these enforcer op stations that are around the city. Basically, they're strongholds, hard points, if you will. You can go in, you have to clear out every single enemy and oftentimes perform a secondary objective to clear that hard point. Now, once you do that, the agency will reclaim that section of the city. It's yours.
Okay. I know I'm playing on my own at the moment, but obviously there is sort of a multiplayer element. I just kind of wanted to touch on that only because I'm very, very excited. I know it's the first time you guys have introduced that in Crackdown as well.
So, a couple of different things. There is 4-player co-op.
Yep.
That is an experience that we kind of showed off in that trailer. I don't know if you noticed. There was a reason why we had 4 agents running around at once. There is going to be a multiplayer experience, and we've talked about it a little bit in years past. However, we're still going to be a tiny bit tight-lipped on it for a little while longer. This week we're talking about campaign. Multiplayer's coming soon. But
you know what, man? As long as I know that there is going to be co-op, that makes me happy.
No, co-op for sure. Co-op campaign is there, but that's separate from
okay.
a like competitive multiplayer experience or a different multiplayer experience.
No, I'll take that, man. I think that was one thing that was hoping that there'd be some sort of PvP in there, but nope, that's fine. We'll leave that one alone for today.
For sure, for sure.
So movement-wise, I know I've been told double jumping, and obviously you can glide across buildings and stuff. You can also climb. So she obviously hangs on to window sills and things like that. I assume is what I'm looking for when it comes to climbing.
That's correct.
I've started with a few weapons. I've already decided, as of my last playthrough, that the shotgun's probably my favorite thing.
I noticed you hit this tower pretty quick. Are you going to go in and clean it out?
I'm probably not going to live through it, but
I say just go
you know
for
what
it.
You know what, man?
You said ham, right? Ham was the term we used? We're going ham?
So you said, actually, I don't need to do it with these guys, but with the guys that have shields, when we find one.
He had one, and you actually already knocked it out of his hands.
It's because I'm running. You just can't stop moving. It feels like if I stop moving, that's when I'm going to die, so.
We had a question in chat, will there be agent creation? Well, if you notice, the agents are kind of already, set up already as is. But
you do have options to kind of. Oh yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. I don't know if you guys saw earlier on. I got to at least pick who I was playing. Okay. Here we go. Aha.
There you go. Right.
Yeah.
You really
very
gotta
clever.
take him out. So you're on that arm, and he's strong.
This is
And
why I
those
need
cars,
the
I will
shotgun.
tell you, I just did a run through right before this. Those cars are remorseless. Like they will run you over in a heartbeat.
I
You're not there
realized
to
you can
protect
also
them.
like blow them up.
You can.
And
You very
they're
much can.
gigantic explosions.
You get strong enough, you can throw those cars and use them as weapons. You can use dead bodies as a weapon.
Okay, I'm not living through this.
You're doing all right, though. You're not dead yet.
If I die, what
You
is?
just respawn.
Okay. all
There
right.
have been deaths. You won't be the first. There have been deaths. And if you want to get to your third weapon option there, you can press and hold the Y button, and it'll switch to it. And I will say it is a rocket launcher, and it goes boom, just a tad more.
So if I hold Y,
Yep, there it is. And
Hit a
yes,
barrier?
The rockets go
Not.
boom. Oh,
You know what? Okay,
Down.
let's not
Down.
go into this area
Down.
first. That was a terrible idea. I'm not happy that you convinced me to do that.
So now that you've gone into that area and you see what it's all about, you can very much go through other areas and kind of build up your strength, and we'll revisit that, yeah?
Actually, that's one thing I was going to ask. So with like leveling up or being able to kind of upgrade, it's a matter of collecting
Orbs. Skills for kills is what you need to remember. That's the basis of this game. So on the left-hand side, you've got all your skills there.
Yep.
You've got agility, firearms, strength, explosives, and driving.
Okay.
So agility, you collect the green agility orbs that are floating around the city, like the one you're about to get that's just below you now. You can hear it. It's teasing you. It's teasing you. Firearms is another one. So if you get kills with firearms and you notice the blue that's there next to your submachine gun, it's letting you know that it's going towards that blue firearm skill. The yellow is explosive, and it goes towards that explosive skill. Strength, if you melee enemies with the B button and you hit them hard enough, once they die, you'll notice that red orbs flow out of them. Those increase your strength skill. So it's, again, skills for kills. Whatever you do to get your kills, you earn those points for
That's
it.
very, very cool, man.
Now, we've accelerated progression for the purpose of this demo, and you're starting at level 3. You'll probably hit level 5 in a couple and level 4 and the rest of them very quick. But the progression is always permanent, so as you play through a campaign experience, you're going to start at 1. Your agent's going to look tiny, like minuscule, definitely a rookie.
So visually, it kind of, that's
your suit will evolve as well. Like once your agility goes up and your strength goes up, the suit kind of morphs with it. It's a pretty cool experience.
All right, these guys are up here, aren't they?
Yeah,
okay, so that's it. Yeah, okay, that's another collecting. Aha.
Now,
so
the first and second one, there are 500 agility orbs each. It's oh my goodness.
Now you can pick up and throw things. Can I pick up and throw a car? But I can't do that straight away, right?
You can once you get, I believe, to strength level 4.
Okay.
You can pick up and throw a car.
And that requires me.
That requires you to melee enemies.
I have to punch people.
You can pick up light poles and swing them at them.
I can pick up other enemies and throw enemies at enemies.
You can pick up dead bodies and throw enemies at enemies. That's correct. You can do that.
I would like to just, where's this guy gone? I know his.
Here, you want a fun one? If you jump, do that double jump, and then when you're at the height of your jump, press and hold the B button.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Oh, he's behind me.
And there's a ground pound.
Very
there
cool.
go the red orbs. That's a great way to build that strength up pretty quick.
Amazing. Is that and is that considered melee?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
It's a strength-based attack. So the beautiful thing is you could jump to a crowd of enemies, do that ground pound, and it actually knocks them back too. Clears out a little space for you. Oh yeah. See, this is where we borrow from the civilians. Borrow. And we destroy public property in the wake.
So what is the significance of the cars? I'm like,
Just
obviously I can pick them up and throw them at people.
Terrain.
I can blow
this city
them up.
is actually pretty darn big. I want to say, oh look where you're going back.
Yeah, I can't help myself. Look at all the red arrows, man. It's drawing me into this area.
So the city map-wise, if we're talking versus Crackdown 1, I do believe it's about twice the distance, and there's lots of places to get. So it's really, if you want to jump rooftop to rooftop, which is fun as hell, or you can, you take a vehicle. That's the beauty of it.
See, this guy.
You better get that shotgun out or use your fists.
I'm still like, it's the melee thing that I'm too scared to get near any of these guys.
Tap that B button. There you go.
Oh, okay. All right, she's
pretty
got,
strong.
Are there any melee weapons?
There are
we have a question in chat.
melee weapons, but I would say it's more so about what you can pick up and use yourself.
Leo N30, yeah. So it's mainly sort of picking up things and hitting people with things.
Yeah, we've got a certain set of weapons that are in here, and there's more that will be in the final game.
Yep.
But, we'll reveal those in due time. We can't show off everything right now.
I was going to say, guys, we are actually taking questions. So for anyone that is in chat, if you guys want to know anything, we are more than happy to sort of answer your questions. I'm just running around and, you know what? No, we're going to avoid that place.
Well, yeah, here's another one. You can start out. It's a great starting spot.
This is a little bit less hectic, at least.
There you go. So in this enforcer station, there you go.
That's a level up, right?
Skill. So now you'll do more damage with your firearms.
Okay. I like the idea that depending on how you play, you can kind of spec your kit. So if you like the melee thing and you like getting into people's faces, the more you do that, the better you're going to be at it, right?
Quick. Yeah. See, for me, I'm all about explosions. I very much like explosions.
I must say, I did accidentally shoot a bunch of cars, and that was pretty satisfying.
Oh yeah, for sure. Beautiful.
The boss 2 was asked, will the achievements, I'm probably going to die reading this question, but will the achievements be fun and ridiculous like in the first and second games?
I'll say this, and this answer is going to apply to a lot of questions that we're not ready to talk about yet. We'll get to the achievement list, but the team is very passionate about Crackdown.
Yeah.
Making Crackdown. They want it to be an experience that feels very familiar and also unique at the same time. So there's some things that we definitely appreciate from the older games. Achievements is one of those.
Yeah.
And of course, there will be achievements. What they will be exactly, we shall see. But I know it's in good hands. Tons of fans. You can't believe how many times we would just be running around the office shouting out, "I can see my house from here," which was a line that was said once you got an achievement for climbing all the way to the top of the agency tower in the first game. So again, good hands. There will be some crazy stuff. What exactly, we shall see.
Whether this is going to, okay.
Do it. And it takes them down.
This, I'm so impressed with the graphics and how, like, it feels so arcadey and so fast-paced, man. And it looks beautiful, and it runs so well. Oh, see, yeah, that was a car explosion then.
Crackdown doesn't, it's not that it doesn't take itself seriously, but it understands that it is fun. It is all about the boom, right?
So when are we going to get to experience Terry Crews?
We shall see when we reveal the Terry Crews information. However, I will say that no later than November 7th, since that's when we launch.
True, very true. Also, just I guess going onto the Xbox One X, how is this game kind of utilizing what the Xbox One X is going to be able to do?
So on the One X, it'll be able to run 4K. We are targeting for 30 frames a second, simply because that was a design choice that we made. We feel that the game really moves very well at 30 frames. So really it's that. It's being able to see across the city. It's being able to climb those ridiculous heights and see so many things, you know, versus like with draw distance and things that are populated in the city, and doing it at 4K as well.
Dude, it looks incredible at the moment.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
It's really making me rethink my living room and the things that I'm going to have to do to play this game the right way.
All right. What can you tell me actually about the enemies that I'm fighting? I mean, obviously, that's a similar thing to the first couple of games. Are there any differences in who these kind of groups are at all?
Very much so. You'll notice, you know, in the first one you were definitely fighting gangs, right? That was the main focus. In the second one there was also zombies. And this one, actually at that metro station that's just back there with the pink writing, or excuse me, the purple writing on the building. Yeah. There's another like robotic group, but in essence it's the same thing. You're still trying to clear out the bad. Yeah. And you know, bring in the good. So there's these groups here that kind of run the city, and they've corrupted the city to such a point where they run everything. You think almost, I use the term lightly, like mafioso type, right? Yeah. Where in this particular area it's Liv Sorensen, the head. Yep. And as you clear out these enforcer stations and whatnot, you take away her influence in the area and you reclaim it for the agency. So a ton of different enemy groups.
Yeah, it just mixes it up a little bit, I guess, man, right?
Very much.
So Candied Mango, hey man, will agency vehicles morph with driving upgrades?
You shall see. I mean, they did in the last two games. I'm not saying anything here, but again, it's a very passionate team that understands what makes Crackdown Crackdown.
How many like weapon variations and stuff are there? I've noticed actually, I haven't done it this time around, but there are weapons I can pick up off enemies. Some of them are ones I already have.
Some of them
There's
are just
some
around.
I can collect
There's actually
around
one in the top left corner there. See
oh,
that,
okay. Let's get this first. Here's agility. The green one?
So in this build, I believe I don't know the actual hard number of weapons, but there are a lot of varying weapons. And again, there's so many ways to fight. Everything becomes a weapon. A human body.
That one up the top of there, right? Okay, yeah.
There's one on the top right too.
So, well, that's just right. That's just it, right? Like that big fist slam that I did as well. I mean, I don't need a gun for that, really, do I?
Not at all. So
I could literally build myself to just be full on melee if I wanted to, correct?
You could do that.
That's brilliant.
You very much could do that. All right, so you've got this pulse beam here. It is an explosive weapon. Try it out.
Where's this dude shooting at me from?
There's one down there. See that red?
He's a bit too close though, isn't he? Oh, too far away. Let me go. We can get a bit closer, I think.
Oh, yeah. So it burns them. It burns them viciously.
Ammo, nice.
Busting enforcer skulls.
Oh, yeah, aim and don't at his friends. There you go. It actually took. Oh.
Oh, nope.
Yep, that fall down.
That's considered melee.
Yes, that is a strength-based kill. So that skill goes up.
Oh my god. I'm still I'm trying so hard not to go back to that area that we were in before.
Go straight. Keep going straight down that road. You see that purple sign?
Yeah.
That metro station. Go over there, and you will see some fun enemies.
All right, let's do that.
Here we go. So in this area, if you kill the boss, it actually instantly gets rid of all the other enemies that are around.
And he would be the one up the top there.
That will have a shield. Just throwing that out there. And this is where you're going to see these robotic enemies.
Yeah, okay. Oh, okay. All right, so we're seeing something a little bit different to what I've just been experiencing then, right?
Correct, yeah.
Okay, let's, oh, dear me, okay. How do we get around this shield? Is he going to, you know what?
What would you try? What would you want to try?
I kind of want to go and just punch him, and he seems to actually have the same...
That's a great idea.
Oh,
yeah, okay, well that...
But now that he's about to get up,
now I can just burn him
because
with
the shield's coming back.
agent.
It's good to hear when you know, like your first thought process is the correct one. I was so happy you said I kind of want to punch him. I'm like, great,
oh,
no, that's gonna work.
This is going terribly wrong.
Dash out of there. Oh. It's all right. It's all right. Back into it.
It's still the movement, like I'm still kind of getting used to. You can go so fast, man. I think that's what I love about it, is that like it's so quick.
We understand that we put you in an experience that
it's just chaos.
You're just going. Yeah, you're just going. No training. We're just going at it.
To be honest, it doesn't help that I'm talking to you the whole time.
No, yeah.
I'm going to use that as my excuse.
My game face on stream is real. Sometimes I'll forget that I'm streaming and I just do this one.
I know, that's just it. It's concentration phase. You have to kind of learn to...
Talking and playing is probably the toughest thing to do.
It is, man. You get used to it, but... Multitasking.
Oh, yeah. It's rough.
Public service.
So you're doing well. You're doing well. We got about 6 minutes left.
As soon as I have to... Oh, hang on. Expert Nils says, on Xbox One X, will you have an option to choose 60 frames per second with lower resolution instead of 4K?
We are going 4K 30.
Heal up.
That's what it will be.
Game, it looks amazing, man.
Yeah, that particle beam.
That one shook loose the cobwebs.
I love the commentary. It's so brilliant.
Talking mess.
I know they are. They're just talking smack the whole time. It's brilliant, man. I think this is just going to be a lot of fun to play with mates, but I'm just enjoying running around on my own just as much. Is it going to be different sort of things that you're going to be doing? Like, obviously there's co-op, so I can play play with my mates, but is there sort of like I'm assuming it's kind of like a story-based type?
Very much, very much. There's a reason why you're doing all of this, and that sort of unfolds the further you get along in the campaign.
Yep. And for a lot of guys, I know that they're sort of happy that the single player, you can actually play that offline as well.
That's correct. Yes, the single player is an offline experience, so we talked again about multiplayer and destruction. That one needs to be online in order to handle all that computing.
Yeah.
But more on that later.
That makes sense, man. Xbox Gamer Dad says, will we be getting different editions of the game?
We will have details on pricing and availability down the road. Down the road. That's one of those, yeah, oh, I'm good. See, like, deflect. My marketing manager loves me.
It's all right.
No, we shall see. And again, we're all fans, right? We're all gamers at heart, so you want to make the coolest package possible, and you see what you can do.
All right, look, there looks like a big... no, is this the same group of enemies? It's not. All right, let's do this.
Horses nearby.
Oh, Ezzy says hello. Hey, Ezzy.
Hit him if you see him.
There you go. Yep, see, one by one. Look at that car coming straight at you.
So I've got my laser weapons, I've got some rocket launchers and stuff like that. Are you still going to have access to everything to begin with, or is this... The further in you get to the game, I'm assuming there might be some special weapons or some more OP things you might be able to come
you'll find
across
some bigger
later
and better things as you go, and some of them are, tied to the ability to reach them or to even use them.
Yeah.
It's like the car, using the car as a weapon. You can't pick it up till you're strength level 4. You might not be able to find a weapon until you can jump high enough to get to it.
Yep. And I guess you kind of... you want people to explore. There's so much exploration, and there's just stuff sort of hidden everywhere. I mean, I'm kind of just running around because I'm talking to you. It's making it hard to concentrate.
But it's totally fun.
Yeah, but like I can see all the little beams of light all over the place. I'm just getting run over by cars whilst I'm talking to you.
Oh, hey, the cars are...
They are. This
ruthless.
You shoot. They fall.
So, but I mean, are they not on my side though? Should they not be running these other guys?
You know what? They're worried about player
more?
1. That's it. And unfortunately, you're not player 1 in their minds.
I have blown up about 4 cars, and I have stolen someone's car in the last 10 minutes. So yeah,
you borrowed. Look, verbiage, right? Deflect. You borrowed. The agency needs you. That's what you do. You spin it.
All right, let's.
I was like, don't forget about that ground pound. Knock them all off the building.
I can melee, can't we?
Yeah.
I punched something. Does that
blew up. Yep. So there are, batteries that are around. Actually, you can go back into that area.
Okay.
There he is.
Look at him. He's just waiting for
Napier,
me.
Yep.
Okay.
So I'd almost say, yeah, I was like, maybe equip those rockets, hit him with the good one. He's behind you now. There you go. Getting that health back.
I was going to say, can I regenerate a shield? Like I can...
Yep, the shield will pop up. You'll see it turn to blue. There you go.
All right.
All right, 2 minutes left. Let's see if we can get through this area.
I just don't want him to have a... If I hit him with... I've got 1. I have 1 rocket. I have 1 chance.
Let it fly, because you've got reloads. Oh, but that shield. Beautiful.
Watch yourself.
How is... Oh, okay, look. If I could... No. I was so close. So close. Dr. Marta, hey Jess, having fun? Yes, I am. And will the harpoon gun return? Will the harpoon gun return?
You guys are going to hate me for this answer. You shall see.
I've died so many times.
The harpoon gun is so fun, though. That was one of my favorite guns. And it doesn't matter that you've died so many times.
I just love
all
the kind of unique and special weapons.
Do a 180, go the other way down the road.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to take you back to the area that you don't want to go to.
All right, okay.
And then I believe it was off to the left, correct? Once you got down there?
Once you get down to the end? All right.
Yeah. I believe so. I'm going to try and take you to that area. And then we're going to go find something. A toy. All right. Oh, no, that's a different one. Once we get back to that main enforcer station, if we can do it within a minute, go down that way, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if it's down there.
All right,
there's a gun that's hiding.
You know what? We're not going to run on the street because I made that mistake last time. Exactly right, man. We're getting there.
There's that metro station. Oh, yeah.
Okay,
keep going
here
straight. It's way down there. Oh, man, we're going to be cutting it close. Oh.
She's still running so fast, though. It's just mental. It's chaos.
Oh, no.
I love it, man.
Only 30. So if you can get to the top of that building in the next 30 seconds, I'll get you a fun gun.
Oh, my God.
But I would say use your jumps. Get up there now. Don't even worry about them. Other side. Yep. Keep going up. Now jump on that ledge. Keep going up. Oh. Now run up to that where that light is. Yep. And hit the left bumper. Hold it. Now go to the other one that's just across. Oh, no.
No.
Oh, no. Now go down. Jump off the building right in front of you. Yep. All the way down. All the way down. Oh, we're just going to miss it. Oh, my goodness. I want to show you what that gun does so bad.
We should have gone there first, man. If I knew I didn't have to fight, but all I wanted to do was just kill the things.
Oh, no,
and that was
makes
it,
sense.
man.
Look, since we got a couple more minutes, we're going to load back into it.
Okay.
I'm going to run directly over there.
Okay, all right,
I'm
done.
going to show you what that gun
All right,
does.
amazing.
So hit that A button for me.
You guys can,
So what'd you think?
I love it, man. It's
fun,
so
right?
much fun. It's
right?
so much fun.
It's like mindless, cheeky fun.
Right.
But still with an objective.
But I find there's some games when you can't kill things or you die too many times, it's actually frustrating. I honestly don't care. It's fun, man.
You know what really got me about Crackdown and what still gets me to the day is hunting for every last orb.
Yes.
And I'm sure plenty of people can attest to that.
That's exactly what I'm like too. Leo N30 says, will you have Crackdown 3 shirts and merch?
At E3, no. But I do know that we are making merch. We are making merch. We'll see where it ends up being.
Can we get Terry Crews's face printed on those t-shirts?
Nicole's gonna kill me.
That might be pushing it a little bit.
We have a pin with Terry Crews on it. I don't have it here with me. I was supposed to have a couple. I don't have it here with me. I don't know, because that comes into licensing and merchandising with a celebrity. Look, I would not want to be a lawyer trying to deal with that.
I think there's a few of the guys that are asking why did you choose to work with Terry Crews on the game?
I mean, if you think about who Terry Crews is as a person and how he acts and the fun that he has, I think he's a perfect fit.
Yeah.
And to be honest, this was a while in the making. I won't say exact dates, but I know it's been a while.
And I know he's been getting into
secret at work,
right?
yeah, very much so.
So he actually he plays games.
Him.
I don't know, he plays games with his son, so that's kind of cool.
Speaking of his son, you know his son's name?
I don't know.
His son's name is Jackson. He is named Commander Jackson in the game. That was like a little homage of a game. We had to ask for permission,
brilliant.
but it's fun, man. It's fun to work with people that you realize are fans just like you.
Yeah.
And you're a fan of their work, and they're a fan of your work, and it all ends up working out in the end.
Yeah.
But yeah, Terry fits. He's loud, he's energetic, and I've watched the trailer probably 200 times. And just because we had to go reviews and cuts and here's this, and I got it uploaded and did everything that I need to do. And I just watch him and yeah, there's nobody. Who else would you want that?
Yeah.
Nobody else. Nobody else. He's perfect.
So now that you're playing,
yes.
I'm going to ask you a few questions.
Sure thing.
What is so what's your favorite weapon so far? I mean, I guess
I'm going to get it.
Without mentioning.
I'm going to get it.
Okay, yeah, all right. Well, we're watching a pro at work now, by the way, guys.
Pro. Yeah. I wish.
This is going to go, hopefully, far better than any of my attempts to do anything in the last 20 minutes. Nice. You've got that move down, Pat.
Yep. Oh, gave me the business.
See, I think I need to get my melee game on a little bit more. I'm already seeing that seems to be quite effective for you when it comes to these big armored enemies.
Oh yeah.
Whereas I just automatically go all guns blazing, and that's...
See, and I do, and it clears out so much space, too, and I know I'm strong.
Bring the pain, agent. Bring the pain.
All right, here we go, here we go. I am playing around and trying to clear out this area.
Oh, man. You're
again, it's like I've done this a few times.
You should have been doing this whole stream.
No. This was your stream. I just want to go get this one gun because I'm stubborn, and I feel like you would quite enjoy it.
I love my weapons, so I'm really, really excited actually to check this out. So this is kind of puzzly in a way. Like, I mean, obviously, the idea is you get up here and you know that it's up here. But are there things like this that are hidden that you might not know existed?
Speaking of hidden, do you see that that little discolored orb that's over there? There are hidden orbs. So yes, there are lots of things that you need to do that you have to kind of figure out how they work. Like, for instance, you know, if you want to get into this area that's down here, and you notice, oh, you can't do what you need to do to take the station. Well, how do you get in there? Oh, I can't disable these shields unless I come out here. Oh, that's a grenade. That's LB, not RB. We're gonna pretend I can do the right thing here. So I've disabled a couple of them, and there's still 2 more on the other side. Now, of course, you throw in a mix of enemies, and it makes this a lot harder.
Yep.
When it's not a demo, and when we've not turned your damage up and their damage down. But there was another shield, and you notice I've taken down all the shields that were around here, so it's changing the way I play.
Give the orders and
Have you, like, are the difficulty settings? Like, will you be able to...
I honestly cannot remember, so it's not a facetious thing when I tell you.
I just feel like it's one of those things with this kind of game, there's going to be those people that want to play it on,
I do believe there is. Yeah,
crazy hardcore one-shot kill mode.
Where is the freeway? It's up there, yeah? I'm telling you, I'm gonna take you.
That thing looks like a beast.
I know, I put it away. Let's switch guns.
I'm very...
Oh!
Ragdoll.
That was a tram! Oh, and the car! Goodness gracious. Man. Production team's over here dying. It's happened like 3 times
I was gonna
now.
say, it happens to the pros as well, guys, so don't feel too bad now
I told you
that I made a fool of myself.
So the reason why I'm trying to get you up here is because, again, I feel like this gun is just a ton of fun, and you'd want to see what it's all about, right?
So, out of curiosity, like, can you tell me, like, regarding map size, you can obviously see quite a lot in the distance. How much of that is actually map? Like, are there sectioned
it's like
areas?
Light King. Everything the light touches is your kingdom. You can go there.
It's one big sort of open.
Oh, I don't think I can grab that, can I? Nope, I can't. All right, so let's see if I can get over to the other side. I'm trying to get up to where these cars are up top because it will be a ton of fun, but no, we'll just go back the other way.
I am an exploration nerd. I love just looking at every single little corner of maps and finding all the cool stuff. And
I'm gonna hand you this. Aim at the corner of that building. A little lower. Like down. Yep, shoot.
Is like
a singularity gun. So legit. So legit.
This game is awesome, man. That is amazing.
You still got some ammo. You got 8 more shots left, so I'll let you figure out where you want to put them. And then that'll be a good place for us to call it.
Does it have to, like, hit something solid?
Yeah, you have to put it on, like, a wall. Otherwise, it'll keep going. Wall, the ground.
Yep. That just happened.
I knew we had to see that.
That just happened.
We had to see that, guys.
The destruction in this is insane. Yeah, that's what we want, man.
And that singularity is still there, and
how beautiful the explosions look too.
Right?
I love the graphics. It's just got this beautiful arcadey kind of feel to it. Go to a big group of enemies. Okay. And okay, all right. Yes, I see where you're going with that. I see where you're going. All right.
There you go, right there off to the right. So you can hit all of them. Yep, hit them. The cars go in there. You see how they're all slowly falling down and pulled in?
That is insane.
No, it's beautiful. 5 more shots. 5 more shots. Yeah, vehicles.
Oh, yeah.
This is what I needed for that group of enemies that I kept attempting to fight at the beginning.
Well, that's why you had to beat them to earn the right to be able to use this weapon.
Very true.
I'm not gonna lie. There's a couple of these floating around on different building tops. Oh, and here it is. You can see, you know, Liv Soren said her enforcement percentage dropped because you took down one of her strongholds or her hard points.
That's okay. That's very, very cool.
Yeah.
So there's little bosses and stuff, obviously, that we've seen scattered around as well.
Very much so.
God, 20 minutes does just not feel like enough time. I cannot wait.
Well, the beautiful and
to play
scary
this,
thing
man.
for me is that we launched in less than 5 months. And that time is going to fly by.
That's very exciting.
Fly by.
Okay, I'm still not over these explosions.
You got a few left.
I feel like I just need to sit back and watch.
Don't get too close because you will get launched.
All right, let's...
And then a tram will hit you and then a car will run you over, as I've seen happen maybe
What
once.
have I got? 2. I've got 2 shots left. Is that... Yeah.
Figure it out. I would say run out there. The
These dudes?
cars give the biggest boom.
Oh, are these guys above me? Yeah, no, that's... It's kind of more... As much as sucking a bunch of enemies into a black hole is fine. Oh, these guys are all the way up there. No,
Yeah,
okay.
they're way
All
up
right,
there.
no.
Oh, that's not a bad shot right there.
Will this go through that wall, though?
It will not go through that wall.
Okay.
Oh, you're going to get up top? Yeah, see, you're learning the mechanics instantly. Verticality. Verticality is king.
Getting a good vantage point.
Hardest points active.
Oh, that's like not a very good angle to aim at, though, is it?
See, that's the other thing. You want to make sure that there's things that are loose around that can get pulled in that then explode.
Yeah, these guys are sort of, you know what? Let's just do that to start with because I'm nervous about what's going on here.
Too much fun.
Okay, that's mental. It is so much fun, right?
Absolutely. All right, you got one more. Make it a good one.
I don't want to be too close to this, I don't think.
Beautiful. Beautiful. All right. I let you play with the singularity bolt. I'm glad you got to see it.
Dude, I cannot thank you enough for doing that for me because that has made this gameplay experience for me today.
Sweet.
Explosions, destruction, explosions.
Step up your boom, right? That's our in-trailer tagline there. Step
So
up
good.
your boom. Ah, beautiful, beautiful. I mean, you can run around and kill everything that you want, but I think we've only got
I was
left.
gonna say, yeah, I
We've got
know.
all of
I
a
would
couple minutes
seriously,
left.
if
You're
we had
gonna
another
keep
one of
playing.
those, if we had another one of those weapons, man, I'd be all over it. But I think I'm probably gonna get kicked out of here soon.
Nah, no worries, no worries. You can go search for one. They'll just cut the stream off, and then you'll still be in here. And then somebody will come forth.
So I'm gonna just keep playing, guys, and I'll be here all night.
Well, cool. Are there any more random questions from the chat?
Yeah,
that I
has
could
anyone
knock
got any
out?
last kind of few questions before we sort of finish off? In fact,
Before
I've
we
kind of got
wrap
it here. The story, yes, the story is co-op, man. So there will be co-op.
Crossplay co-op, as a matter of fact.
Yes, it's play anywhere, and it is also cross-play, which is amazing.
Oh, get wrecked.
This shotguns are always like my go-to.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Working that ground pound.
I feel like
there.
I need to get some melee
And
in here before we
I
finish,
see you
man.
learn the role
yeah.
as well. Yeah.
I'm just taking that from watching you play for 10 minutes.
You got a smooth trigger, Agent.
A compliment? What? What? No way. All right, well, cool. We've only got another minute left. So you
Yeah.
ready to do this?
Yeah, okay, hang on a second. Let's do this, guys. So yeah, what can I just see what you had there? Oh yeah, that's no, I already knew that.
Beast. Now I'm a beast. Are you a beast?
Motherfucker. They killed the power around the world. We're gonna light it back up because this is far from over. In fact, it's only just begun. That's why we brought in you. You got the talent. Now you need the tech. Big things do far! Today, you throw grenades. Boom! Tomorrow, you'll be throwing cars. Forget dropping bombs. You're dropping buildings. Now it's time to get to work. Time to step up your boom. Oh, that's my cue. It's go time. Yeah, son. Oh yeah. Welcome to the agency.
Determination to conquer all my ambitions. Made it to this position, and so my disposition. Not seeing no limits, killing the competition. Yeah, I'm a beast. trouble. That's why they don't know what the struggle is. I don't pay the cost, and they don't the boss. Analyze my losses, now I'm taking off. Yeah, I'm a beast, now I'm released. Ready to feast, beast, not the least. I think they know what we want, just to keep it 100. 0 to 100, show you how it's opponent. Are you a beast? Are you released? You ready to feast, or do you a beast, not the least? Do you think you number one? Can you keep it 100? Are you a beast?